Pressure rises, you don't rise to your intentions. You default to what you've practiced. That's the core of my talk. 3 choices to reset your leadership. 3 choices that you can make this week to reset how you show up. I remember my first day as a new principal. Sitting in the parking lot alone, I had this death grip on the steering wheel. I was so nervous. I had been an assistant principal for 10 days. When they made me principal at one of the toughest high schools in Texas. Not because I was so qualified, but because nobody else would take the job. I understood why. We were a failing school, labeled by the state as academically unacceptable and dangerous. Drugs, gangs, violence. I made a decision to step forward even though I didn't feel ready and to believe in my team. I walked in that first day, I met with the full staff and I told them, I don't have all the answers. I don't know everything. But I know that if we pull together, we can turn this school around. And the full staff leaned in, but we got to work. Teachers who had given up started showing up early, but not just the teachers. It was a full staff. You could see it in their faces. You could feel it in the halls, started creeping in. By the end of the year, we made huge academic gains. We finally made the community proud when we met standard for the first time in years. But I want to be clear about something. None of that happened because I had a perfect plan. I didn't. It happened because early on, we stepped forward before things were clear. There were no systems, no playbook, no guarantee that it would work, but waiting to feel ready wasn't an option. Looking back, that was my first real on-the-job leadership lesson in courage. When people hear courage, they usually think about confidence or bold moves. Luckily, for the rest of us, courage isn't reserved for just dashing into burning buildings. It's in our everyday actions. In real leadership, courage is not feeling ready, but stepping forward anyway when responsibility shows up. At that point, courage looked like making decisions without all the answers. It looked like standing in front of a staff and saying, I don't have this fully figured out yet, but we're going to work on it together. And it looked like resisting the temptation to wait, because waiting for a perfect plan would have meant doing nothing. And doing nothing is its own decision. Most of the pressure points that we face aren't dramatic. They're quiet. A conversation we keep putting off, a decision we know we need to make, a change we know is necessary but uncomfortable. Courage in those moments is movement, not certainty.